Picture this, we are on the brink of stopping aging.
Cancer cells removed.
Sounds like a science fiction plot, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this isn't a figment of imagination, but a reality that we may soon embrace? Since the dawn of time, aging has been as certain as the sunrise. It's a fundamental part of our existence, an unstoppable force that defines the cycle of life. We grow, we age, and we accept this as an inevitable fate. Wrinkles, gray hair, and aching joints are not just symbols of wisdom and experience, but also reminders of the ticking biological clock. Yet, what if this clock could be paused or even better rewound? What if we could halt the advance of time on our bodies, keeping our youthfulness intact? It sounds like a dream, but it's a dream that might just come true thanks to the groundbreaking research of Dr. David Sinclair.
Now, you're a big fan of NMN, and before I read your book, I had never even heard of NMN. Why is that good?
Well, now we're talking about research from my lab in the early 2000s. We found that the sirtuin longevity genes that my team, and well, I should say my mentor's team, Lenny Guarente, discovered sirtuins. So let me tell you about sirtuins. These are 7 genes in our body. Some of us have better versions than others. And in general, it's found that they protect the body against diseases ranging from Alzheimer's to diabetes. Now, these genes get switched off over time. Their main role is to make enzymes that tell the body how to survive during adversity. So when you're exercising and dieting and in sauna, they come on, protect the body. But the problem is, as we get older, they become less active. And one of the biggest problems is that for their activity, they require a little molecule in the body, a very abundant one called NAD.
Dr. Sinclair, a renowned researcher from Harvard, is spearheading a scientific revolution, challenging the very concept of aging. His latest discovery suggests that we might not just be able to slow down aging, but stop it altogether. Yes, you heard it right. We might be on the brink of immortality, or at least biological immortality. This isn't about becoming timeless mythical creatures, but about harnessing the power of science to redefine the human lifespan. Think about it. A world where your body can regenerate and become younger.
Your planet is just now entering its genetic age. You understand very little about something which is a vital part of our reality. In our world, genes have an almost spiritual significance. They are the seeds of our immortality.
Where age is not a barrier, but just a number. A world where growing old is a choice, not a compulsion. And this isn't a slow, gradual process. Preliminary studies on mice show that this rejuvenation could happen within weeks.
Each of us has a code for our optimal physical condition. The problem is, our genes have an expiration date, which is transferred to our cells. A long time ago, someone figured out how to replace deteriorating cells with new ones. Today, it's as easy as changing a light bulb.
Where do you get these light bulbs?
You grow them.
Like clones?
No.
It's like hitting the reset button on life, taking us back to the prime of our youth. The implications are immense and the possibilities endless. But before we dive into that, let's take a closer look at the man behind this revolutionary idea, Dr. David Sinclair.
That's all it is. I wouldn't say that that's a reason not to take metformin. There are other reasons, such as gastrointestinal issues. That's more of an issue. But I think the point here that I want to make is make sure that the science is true and the data that you're getting is true. Don't just believe pundits or even doctors who are saying this stuff. Try to go to the paper, read it, or listen to scientists who do read papers. And also just measure yourself. Do it under doctor supervision. Make sure that it's not harming you. Make sure you feel fine. And then, by all means, in my view, it's worth starting in your 40s to maximize your lifespan, because we're aging every day. It doesn't just begin after the age of 50 or 60.
Imagine a world where age is but a number, and the concept of growing old becomes obsolete. Sounds like a thrilling ride, doesn't it? Well, buckle up, because we're just getting started. The man leading us towards this radical future is none other than Dr. David Sinclair from Harvard.
2 years ago, when almost nobody did this, and think that going to your doctor once a year for an annual checkup and having the doctor bang on your knees and cough will seem medieval. In fact, even to us today, it seems medieval.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with the name, let me fill you in. Dr. Sinclair isn't your average scientist. He's a professor in the Department of Genetics at Harvard Medical School, a co-director of the Paul F. Glenn Center for the Biology of Aging, and the co-founder of several biotechnology companies. But his achievements don't stop there. Sinclair is a world-renowned expert in the field of aging. He's dedicated his life to understanding why we age and how we can slow, stop, or even reverse the process. His most recent research could potentially allow us to reset our age back to 23. Imagine that. Every cell in your body, regenerating and becoming younger within weeks. Sinclair is not just changing the game, he's redefining it. To understand how we can stop aging, we first need to understand what aging is. Now let's imagine your body as a bustling city teeming with life, energy, and constant activity. The cells in your body are like the city's hard-working citizens, while your DNA is the master blueprint that guides everything. Aging, in its simplest form, is wear and tear, just like the roads and buildings in a city that degrade over time due to constant use. Each time a cell in your body divides, it has to copy the DNA blueprint, but just like a photocopier that's been running non-stop, errors start to creep in. These errors, or mutations, can cause cells to malfunction, leading to the signs of aging we all recognize: wrinkles, gray hair, and yes, even those dreaded aches and pains. Now let's add another layer to this city metaphor. Imagine there's a maintenance crew that's constantly repairing the city's infrastructure, patching up potholes and fixing up old buildings. In your body, this maintenance crew is your repair mechanisms, constantly fixing DNA errors and removing damaged cells. But, like any crew, they can get overwhelmed. If the damage outpaces the repairs, that's when we start to see the signs of aging. But here's the kicker. Your DNA also has a built-in clock called telomeres. These are like the sand in an hourglass, slowly running out each time a cell divides. When they get too short, the cell can no longer divide and becomes senescent or retired. Too many of these retired cells, and the city starts to show its age. The process of aging is a complex interplay of DNA damage, repair mechanisms, and telomere shortening. It's like a city that's constantly being built, repaired, and worn down again. But the city, like your body, is resilient. It adapts, it evolves, and it fights to keep going.
Sirtuins. Wow. So yeah, I told you that NAD coenzymes are the central catalyst of metabolism. I told you that one of the first results that we got was that NR extended lifespan in yeast. That depended upon a gene called SIR2.
So, with aging being a result of these processes, what if we could tweak them? What if we could boost the maintenance crew, improve the photocopier, or even add more sand to the hourglass? That's the tantalizing question that's driving the science of aging today. Dr. Sinclair and his team have done just that, and their findings are nothing short of groundbreaking. Imagine, if you will, a world where age is just another setting on your life's dashboard, something you can tweak and adjust as you wish. That's what Dr. Sinclair's discovery is all about. In the simplest terms possible, this team of Harvard researchers have uncovered a mechanism that could potentially reset our biological age back to that of a 23-year-old. Now, that's not to say you'll suddenly start craving late-night pizza and have an inexplicable urge to pull all-nighters. No, what we're talking about here is a rejuvenation of your body at a cellular level. Think about it this way. Our bodies are made up of trillions of individual cells, each one carrying out specific tasks to keep us going. Over time, these cells begin to wear out, much like the parts in a well-used car. What Dr. Sinclair and his team have discovered is a way to essentially turn back the clock on these cells, rejuvenating them to a state akin to when they were brand new. Now you might be thinking, that sounds great, but surely it's a slow process. Surprisingly, the answer is no. Preliminary mouse studies suggest that this rejuvenation process happens within weeks. That's right, weeks. In less time than it takes for a season to change, you could potentially have a body that feels decades younger. This is achieved by triggering a specific genetic pathway known as sirtuins, which are responsible for cellular health and longevity. By manipulating these sirtuins, the team has been able to reverse the age of cells, leading to healthier, more vibrant organisms. This isn't just about looking younger, it's about feeling younger too. Imagine having the energy of your 20s, the vitality, the sense of boundless possibility. That's what this discovery could bring. In essence, we could be looking at a biological reset button. A chance to turn back the clock and experience life with the vigor and vitality of our youth. The implications are staggering, and we're just beginning to scratch the surface of what this could mean for humanity. The implications of this discovery are mind-boggling. We're not just talking about a few more candles on your birthday cake, we're talking about a revolution in human longevity. Imagine a world where age is no longer a limiting factor, where our bodies are as fresh and strong at 80 as they were at 23. Sounds like a science fiction novel, doesn't it? But it's not. It's the potential reality we're facing with Dr. Sinclair's research. Now, let's think about what this could mean for society. The very fabric of our civilization, woven with threads of age and time, could be completely rewoven. Our concept of working life would change. Retirement? That might become a thing of the past. And what about the economy? With people living longer, healthier lives, we would need to rethink our economic models. But hold on a second, it's not all rosy. There are ethical and moral considerations to ponder as well. Should we manipulate the natural aging process? Is it right to play with the very essence of life? And who gets to decide who has access to this age-resetting technology? These are questions we may soon need to address. On a personal level, let's think about the impact on individual lives. Imagine seeing your great-great-great-grandchildren grow up, or being able to climb mountains or run marathons well into your hundreds. Each one of us could have the chance to experience life in ways that were previously unimaginable, but it's not just about living longer, it's about living healthier. No more frailty in old age, no more debilitating diseases. With Dr. Sinclair's discovery, we could maintain our vitality, our strength, our zest for life for much, much longer. The world as we know it could be on the verge of a dramatic transformation. Yes, there are many questions, and yes, there are many challenges, but the possibilities, they're infinite. And that, my friends, is truly mind-boggling. This isn't just theoretical. The evidence in preliminary mouse studies is promising. Now let's delve a little deeper into the science behind this groundbreaking research. In the cozy confines of Harvard's laboratories, Dr. Sinclair and his team embarked on a fascinating journey. They began with the hypothesis that an age reset could be possible. The key was to understand the role of certain genes, specifically those related to longevity, and to manipulate them in a way that could reverse the aging process. In the initial stages, the team focused on mice as their subjects, and what they found was nothing short of astonishing. By manipulating these longevity genes, they observed that the biological age of these mice could be reset. The elderly mice didn't just age slower, they actually started to get younger. Their fur, which had turned gray, began to regain its youthful color. Their vision, which was deteriorating, started to improve. And the most remarkable part, this wasn't a slow, gradual process. It occurred in a matter of weeks. Imagine waking up one day to find that your body is as fit and energetic as it was when you were in your early 20s. It sounds like a plot from a science fiction novel, doesn't it? However, it's important to remember that these are preliminary findings. The scientific community is still in the early stages of understanding the complexities of aging. There's a long road ahead filled with rigorous testing and trials before this research can be applied to humans. But the initial results are promising. They have opened up a new realm of possibilities and given us a glimpse into what might be achievable. With continued research and development, the dream of resetting our biological age could soon become a reality. While we're not there yet, the future looks promising. The day when we can simply reset our age, just like we reset a computer, might not be so far away after all. The aging clock is ticking, but thanks to Dr. Sinclair and his team, we might just have found a way to turn back time. So, what does the future hold? That's the question on everyone's lips as we delve into the exciting realm of anti-aging research. We stand on the precipice of a new era, one where our biological clocks could potentially be turned back to our prime years. Imagine being 23 again with every part of your body regenerating and growing younger, all within a matter of weeks. It sounds like science fiction, but it's the reality that Dr. David Sinclair and his team at Harvard are tirelessly working towards. The next steps in this groundbreaking research are crucial. The team's preliminary studies on mice have shown promising results, But the leap from mice to men is a significant one. It will require rigorous testing, ethical considerations, and the navigation of regulatory hurdles. Not to mention the need for vast resources, both financial and intellectual, to ensure the research is carried out responsibly and effectively. Yet these challenges are not insurmountable. With advancements in biotechnology accelerating at an unprecedented pace, the tools needed to apply this discovery to humans are within our reach. Clinical trials could potentially begin within the next decade. And if successful, we may see a shift in the way we perceive and approach aging as a society. The implications are staggering. We're not just talking about living longer, but living better, healthier lives. Imagine a world where age-related diseases are a thing of the past, where our golden years are spent in vitality rather than decline. It's a future that's not only possible, but within our grasp. However, it's important to remember that this isn't about chasing eternal youth or immortality. It's about enhancing the quality of life, about making our years count rather than merely counting our years. It's about empowering each one of us to live our best lives for as long as we can. It may not be long before we see the age of aging come to an end. This is the future that Dr. Sinclair envisions, a future where we have the power to reset our biological clocks. And if his research continues to progress, that future may be closer than we think. This is a revolutionary discovery that could change the world. We stand on the cusp of a new dawn, a world where age is no longer a ticking clock but a dial we can turn back at will. Dr. David Sinclair, a Harvard researcher, is leading us into this brave new epoch with his groundbreaking work on aging. Imagine, if you will, a world where turning 73 could mean feeling like 23 again. A world where every part of your body regenerates and grows younger, not over years or even months, but within weeks. The implications are staggering, not just for individuals, but for society at large. But this isn't just a dream. Preliminary studies on mice suggest this could be our reality. And it's not decades away in the future, it's right around the corner. The science of aging is on the brink of being rewritten, of being turned on its head. And yes, you can play a part in this. How, you ask? It's simple. Share this video. Spread the word about Dr. Sinclair's research. This isn't just a scientific breakthrough, it's a human breakthrough. It's a breakthrough for every person who's ever looked in the mirror and wished they could turn back the clock. It's a breakthrough for every person who's ever watched a loved one grow frail with age. It's a breakthrough for us all. Every time you share this video, you're not just sharing information, you're sharing hope. You're sharing the promise of a future where age no longer dictates how we live our lives. You're sharing the possibility of a world where we can grow old without growing old. So go ahead, hit that share button. Send this video to your friends, your family, your colleagues. Post it on your social media. Let's make this viral. Let's make this not just a topic of conversation, but a call to action. Remember, this isn't just about us, it's about future generations. It's about creating a world where our children and our children's children can live longer, healthier lives. Together, we can usher in a new era where age truly is just a number.